Hello friends, since India gained independence in 1947, Bollywood has been much more than just a source of entertainment. It has mirrored the country's social, political, and economic journey. From the idealistic nation building films of the early years to today's dazzling commercial blockbusters, Bollywood has evolved alongside India's ever changing landscape. Its films have captured the nation's struggles, triumphs, and complexities, often reflecting the pulse of the times. Today, we will explore how Bollywood has not only kept pace with India's shifting rhythms but also shaped the nation's cultural identity. We will delve into the influence of politics on Bollywood's storytelling, examining whether any particular political ideology has held sway over its narratives with vivid examples to illustrate the impact. So let us step into the world of Indian cinema and especially Hindi cinema and uncover the intricate dance between politics and storytelling. In the wake of independence, Bollywood became a cinematic cheerleader for Nehruvian ideals. And what were those ideals? Socialism, secularism, and national unity. Films from this era echoed the aspirations of a young India, celebrating resilience, rural life, and collective progress. Jawaharlal Nehru's vision of a self reliant nation found powerful expression on screen. Mehboob Khan's Mother India, released in 1957, embodied the ideal of sacrifice and perseverance, portraying a mother's struggle as a metaphor for the country itself. Bimal Roy's Do Bhiga Zameen, again in 1953 it was released. It aligned with Nehru's land reform policies, depicting the heartbreaking plight of a poor farmer. These films weren't just entertainment, they were narratives of national identity. Socially conscious storytelling flourished, with Naya Daur in 1957 addressing industrialization's impact on laborers, and then there was another film, Jagte Raho, in 1956, which exposed class hypocrisy. Bollywood became a loudspeaker for patriotism, weaving themes of unity and progress into its storytelling. The messages may have been idealistic, but they resonated deeply with a nation eager to define itself. Manoj Kumar's films are like a fascinating time capsule of India's political evolution. Starting with Shaheed in 1965, Kumar created movies that perfectly captured the shifting moods of the nation as it moved through different leadership eras. Shaheed is particularly interesting because it bridges two worlds, celebrating Bhagat Singh's revolutionary spirit in a way that resonated with both Nehru's vision of unity and Shastri's, Lal Bahadur Shastri's call to national duty. The timing was perfect, releasing during the 1965 Indo-Pak War when Shastri's Jai Jawan Jai Kisan slogan was rallying the country. Kumar's patriotic cinema initially embraced Nehru's idealistic nation building themes. Remember Purab or Paschim in 1970? Total celebration of Indian cultural identity while acknowledging modernization. His storytelling evolved with India's political reality. By the time Roti Kapda or Makan came out in 1974, he was tackling the poverty and corruption that persisted despite Indira Gandhi's Garibi Hatao campaign. His later works like Kranti in 1981 became more critical, using historical settings to comment on contemporary issues. What makes Manoj Kumar special is how he maintained his patriotic core while his perspective grew more nuanced. From Upkar promoting Shastrian self reliance to Shore highlighting working class struggles, his films captured India's evolving identity, celebrating the nation while acknowledging its challenges. Rajesh Khanna, Bollywood's first superstar, carved his niche through films that delved into personal emotions rather than political narratives. Yet, certainly reflected India's changing social landscape. His breakthrough film, Aradhana in 1969, cast him as a charismatic lover opposite Sharmila Tagore, who boldly portrayed a woman raising a child outside marriage. This storyline resonated with India's urbanizing youth who were gradually distancing themselves from rigid traditions, mirroring the country's shifting gender norms and growing urban culture. In Anand of 1971, Khanna embodied a terminally ill man embracing life with infectious optimism, a powerful message of individual resilience during a tumultuous period marked by wars, inflation, and Indira Gandhi's increasingly authoritarian rule. This focus on personal triumph over adversity offered a narrative centered on human spirit rather than national identity, speaking to a society searching for meaning amid widespread uncertainty. Khanna's films, largely escapist in nature, provided welcome relief from the harsh realities of 1970s India. His everyman charm and romantic persona deeply connected with a younger generation, increasingly questioning established societal conventions, even though his cinematic stories rarely engaged directly with the political climate. Through these emotionally resonant roles, Khanna captured the mood of a transforming India, offering audiences with entertainment and subtle reflection on their changing world. Manoj Kumar and Rajesh Khanna's movies, though different in tone and focus, were products of their time. Manoj Kumar's patriotic tales mirrored India's collective journey, its triumphs and its failures, while Rajesh Khanna's romantic dramas captured the personal hopes and heartaches of a society in transition. Together, they offer a rich portrait of India's social and political evolution in the 1960s and 1970s, blending the national with the individual in ways that still resonate today. By the late 1950s, some filmmakers were fed up with Bollywood's song and dance extravaganzas. Enough with the glitter, let's get real, they cried. Enter parallel cinema, a gritty rebellion against the mainstream's glossy escapism. No caped heroes or twirling heroines here, just raw, punchy stories about poverty, caste clashes, and political shenanigans. Think of it as the spicy, no nonsense stew to Bollywood's sugary dessert. Parallel cinema did not mess around. It showed India's unvarnished truth. Shyam Benegal's Ankur of 1974 dove headfirst into the caste mess with a Dalit woman tangled in a landlord's power play. Talk about a gut wrenching wake up call. His Manthan of 1976 spotlighted farmers battling for their rights through milk cooperatives, a grassroots revolution with a cinematic twist. Govind Nihalani upped the ante with Akrosh of 1980, where a tribal man's silent rage against police brutality and caste violence screamed louder than any dialogue. And Ardh Satya of 1983? It took aim at corrupt politicians and rogue cops, striking a chord with a generation muttering enough already. These films were the voice of a nation ready to vent. Sure, parallel cinema borrowed a trick or two from Italian neorealism and the French New Wave, but it wasn't just a copycat gig. It had a soul, steeped in India's partition scars, emergency outrage, and the rich poor divide. Directors like Mrinal Sen, Shyam Benegal, and Manikal spiced it up with local flavor. Films like Bhuvan Shom in 1969 and Uski Roti again in 1969 toyed with artsy storytelling but stayed rooted. It was like pairing a fancy foreign wine with a hearty homemade stew, global style Indian heart. The 1970s brought a storm of economic distress, political upheaval, and societal frustration, culminating in Indira Gandhi's emergency between 1975 and 77. Jobs disappeared, unemployment surged, and the youth felt betrayed. Bollywood responded with a cinematic rebellion, giving birth to the angry young man, a symbol of defiance and justice. Amitabh Bachchan became the face of this movement, embodying raw fury and unshakable resolve. With films like Zanjeer of 1973, Diwar of 1975, and Trishul of 1978, he became the common man's hero, standing up against corrupt politicians, exploitative elites, and systemic oppression. His iconic line, "I still don't pick up tossed coins," became a rallying cry for a generation that had lost faith in the system. Audiences saw in him their own struggles, an underdog refusing to bow down. These films were more than entertainment, they were catharsis. The political and economic turmoil of the time fueled darker narratives. Andhi of 1975, widely believed to be inspired by Indira Gandhi, sparked controversy before being censored during the emergency. Kissa Kursi Ka, released in 1977, a sharp satire on the government's authoritarianism, was banned outright. These films captured a nation on edge, giving voice to a public disillusioned with its leaders. By the 1990s, India had taken a sharp turn towards globalization, and Bollywood followed suit. With the 1991 economic reforms opening doors to global markets, cinema shifted from stories of struggle to glossy depictions of wealth, success, and aspirational lifestyles. The age of the angry young man gave way to a new kind of hero, charming, stylish, and living a dream life filled with romance and grandeur. This era saw the rise of commercial blockbusters like Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge in 1995 and Kuch Kuch Hota Hai of 1998, which redefined romance and middle class aspirations. Exotic foreign locations, designer wardrobes, and NRI protagonists became the new Bollywood template. Shah Rukh Khan, with his effortless charm, became the face of this cinematic shift. Lines like "in big countries, small things like this happen" resonated deeply, symbolizing the nation's newfound global outlook. While Bollywood largely steered clear of political controversies, some filmmakers took bold steps. Mani Ratnam's Roja of 1992 and Bombay of 1995 explored terrorism and communal riots, reflecting post Babri Masjid tensions. These films forced audiences to confront uncomfortable realities, proving that even amid the gloss and glamour, Bollywood could still provoke thought and reflection. Bollywood has long been a powerhouse of patriotic and politically charged films, delivering everything from historical sagas to contemporary war dramas. It also took the element of Manoj Kumar's jingoism to another level, as seen in Gadar and the Legend of Bhagat Singh, which was released in 2002. Sardar, released in 1993, brought Sardar Patel's unification efforts to life with cinematic flair. The Accidental Prime Minister of 2019 was more a parody in bad taste and less a biopic. It sparked controversy by dissecting Manmohan Singh's tenure, ruffling political feathers. War films like Border of 1997 and LOC Kargil of 2003 immortalized India's military triumphs, while Uri, the surgical strike 2019, turned How is the Josh into a nationalistic chant. From 1947 to today, Bollywood has been mirroring socialism in Nehru's day, nationalism in 2010s, and everything in between. Parallel cinema brought a raw edge, spotlighting actual struggles, while mainstream flicks kept the dream machine humming. As India evolves, Bollywood will keep holding up its quirky, heartfelt mirror, capturing the nation's pulse, passion, and chaos in one glorious reel. Please let me know your reactions to this video. Thank you.